Hey everybody, ASIC Eric here, Second Chance Garage, and another flex project today. I ordered this truck last year, and when I ordered it with the trailer hitch. And as you can see, there's no trailer hitch. They forgot to order it. Of course, didn't find out till the truck showed up, and it has no trailer hitch. So, I am going to put a trailer hitch on it today. Interestingly enough, on the Flex, they sell the factory trailer hitch kit for it, where you can actually retrofit it basically and put it back the way it would have been if it had come from the factory that way. So I'm going to attempt that. It comes with all the trim plates and everything. I'll show you all the pieces here in a second. I want to give a shout out to start with here. Let's see, where's it listed here? There you go. Bturnip. This is, I think, much to his own surprise, at least I think it's a him. He put a blog posting up on doing this back in 2011, as you can see. And this has become sort of the de facto user guide to installing the trailer hitch on a Flex. Really good write-up he has here. Anybody who's looking at this project, check it out. He's got all the detailed pictures and everything. I haven't seen a good video account of it, so I'll try and do the video version. But these are the shoulders that I'm standing on here, so I will use this as a reference as I go. The kit itself comes with instructions, and we'll see how it goes here. But let me show you the pieces first. So on the Flex, the factory trailer hitch would go right here. So you can see it has the knockout panel where it's supposed to go. So that's where it's going to end up. What you end up getting with the kit is actually a new bumper. Not the bumper cover, but the bumper. And there you see it has the trailer hitch integrated with it. So the process here is take the bumper cover off, take the old bumper off, replace it with this bumper. I bought all the extra stuff to go along with it. Here's the instructions that come with it. It comes with the trim ring that will go around it after you put it in there. All the bolts that you need theoretically come with the kit. Extra parts you need to buy. I think I do things a little differently than that blog posting, that I actually bought the factory trailer harness here, or wiring harness that would have come with the car had it had the trailer hitch from the factory. And the only difference there, I think, in his case on the blog posting, he just needed the 4-pin harness for the trailer, and you can just get an aftermarket one for that can bolt onto something in the car. This one has that, as you can see, but this one also comes with a 7-pin connector, and I don't think you would get that as easily with aftermarket, because those are a little more complicated to wire up. So that's that. So I ordered that, and I also ordered this guy, which is the actual connector that goes on the trailer hitch there. My boat doesn't use a 7-pin, so it's kind of a waste of time, but maybe someday I'll have a trailer that needs the 7-pin. But anyway, that's all the parts. So I'm going to start with the instructions here and start working my way along, see how it goes. Okay, first order of business is take the tail lights off. These are held in place by two 8mm screws. Okay, so for step one for me didn't go according to plan. The instructions say take these two screws out, pull this straight back. Of course I did everything I did. I couldn't get it to come off. You can see this one here. You can yank on it, but it doesn't want to come out. So you're going to need one of these later anyway, I think. Just insert this along the side there. And you can see what's going on there. You got these two guys holding it in place. So they were just too sticky to get out by hand. So that's that. Tail light panel here. Here's your wiring clip. So I don't think I can do this with one hand, but let me get that off. So just do that little nudge right there, that thing comes apart. So I'll go to the other side. Okay, and that's what that should look like when you're done. Next, we start taking the bumper cover off. So we got these little guys, I guess are called scrivets. I've never taken one apart before, so I'm about to find out. There's 5 along here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you also have to get inside, you can see that here, the wheel well. There's 3 bolts there holding that on, so let me do that. Got myself a little plastic bag to keep all these parts in. Those bolts in the fender wells here are called out as 5.5 millimeter, which I didn't have, but 7/32 works in a jiffy. So okay, so this is a scrivet. So just take the screw out, a 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch or so. Let's pull it out. I use my finger. Probably need pliers to do it properly, but let's give it a few turns here. I don't know if you probably can turn it out too far, which would be bad. And grab it. There you go. It's a little hard on the fingers though, so I think pliers will be better. Get some pliers. Okay, and the first one I tried to use the pliers on, this thing just comes out, of course. So I left that thing inside there. I don't suppose it's a big deal. I think that'll just come out as you take the thing off, but we'll see if that turns out to be a problem. So same thing on that one. Couldn't get it out. So I'm just going to try leaving these things in place and hopefully things work out, because pulling on those things too much, they're going to strip out and they're going to be useless. So I'm just going to try leaving those in place here. Yeah, so that actually works fine. I mean, you don't actually have to take these things out. I just take this thing and pry it loose. Maybe as I go further down it'll become more of a problem, but I'll get an idea of this when you see it wants to come out. And you can pry it out of there, so it goes out of focus, of course. Anyway, so that's what those things are. Pain in the butt, if you ask me. So isn't it just how all these projects go? This one strips out. I don't know what I'm going to do with that now. I have to think about it. I tried 3 different screwdrivers. Big ones, tiny ones, nothing will get in there, so we'll see. Alright, so what I did here is just wedge a flathead screwdriver in here. It's just plastic after all. Even then it would spin, but it wouldn't come out, so it's like it was stripped or something. Threads look fine, so I'm guessing that side of it is screwed up. But anyway, it's out. In bturnip's blog post, I think he originally said he couldn't find replacements for these. I think now they are there. So check out his blog post. I think he had the part number, he just couldn't find them. If you need to replace these, you can probably get these at the factory now, since that was back in 2011, so I think it's been updated. Yeah, so in fact here on the blog post, I think there's the part number there. This is the one that bturnip had, couldn't find it anywhere. But one of his users found it, apparently. So, there you go. Okay, one of the scarier parts here. Now that we've got all the scrivets out of the back here, you want to take this guy, grab it under the end there, and pull it up. Uh-oh. That's always a nice sound when something falls out. Grab up and pull back, and this thing will start to scissor out here, like so. Find random bits of things falling out of your car. Let's try and do this one interactively here, see if I break anything. So get your hand under the inside of that flap there if you can. So, okay, and then toward me. There. Okay, and then back to there. You can see this is the last tab that's holding it in place here. This one, okay, it should be ready to come off now. So I'm going to take this off, and then there's a wiring harness in there I got to deal with and stuff, so I'm Gonna turn the camera off while I do that. Of course, and just remembered I have a tripod, so let's turn the tripod on. Alright, here goes nothing. Okay, so right here is the harness. Get that off without too much trouble. I hope. Or not. There we go. Hopefully there's nothing on this side. There you go. Easy peasy. Let's put this somewhere where I'm not going to destroy it. I'll give you the lay of the land here. So here's the harness I just had to take off. There. I don't know what that is. Anybody can tell me what that is? Airbag sensor? I don't know. I don't think it's one of the ultrasound things, but who knows? Ugh. Amazing how dirty things can get. This car is only a year old. How cruddy it is in there already. Little flaps and things in here. All kinds of cool stuff going on back here. Alright, anyway, enough messing around. So here's the bumper, the factory bumper sans trailer hitch. So we got a bolt here, bolt there, and I think that's it for the factory bumper. The instructions call for taking this stuff off to put the new one on. So the new bumper, I think, bolts on here and bolts underneath to the frame rail here. So those things are going to have to come off. Let me get this off first, and then we'll go from there. Also use this project as an excuse to get some new tools. I didn't have a torque wrench, and I didn't have any metric impact sockets, which this hanger for the exhaust there is an 18 millimeter. And I tried using this guy, no go, so I need something a little more oomph. So might as well get out the torque wrench. Actually, I got a breaker bar. I'll use my breaker bar for this. Alright, so the exhaust hanger's off. I've got the mufflers up on jack stands here. This thing, I gather, just pulls out of here. That's easier said than done, of course. Thank you. There we go. Alright, on to the other side. Oh, before I do that, of note, this bolt's pretty easy to get. This one up here, you don't have a lot of room between you and the muffler there, so that's a little tricky. Maybe if I'd let the muffler drop a little bit, that would have been easier, but I was luckily able to get this guy up in there and get enough torque on it to get it off. So on to the other side. So according to the instructions, once you take this stuff out, I want you to throw this stuff away and the bolts away. So this one says discard bracket and fasteners. On the other side, remove the 4 nuts for the bumper, discard bumper and save fasteners. Okay, interesting. Anyway, taking the bumper off now. Okay, there you go. Bumper is off. Guess my next question is, does anybody need a bumper? I have no use for it, obviously. I'll hang on to these parts for a little while just in case somebody out there actually needs a bumper. As I said, I have no use for it. So I'll actually keep those brackets and things, even though they say throw everything away, because who knows, one of you guys might need it out there somewhere. Okay, this operation is going to be a little more difficult than it looks. It's a good opportunity to put some tape or something on your tailpipes here, because it's beating them up. Problem is, this bracket right here is integral with the bumper now, and it wants to go right there. So I pulled the jack stands out, but the exhaust won't drop anymore. Maybe I have to go under there and find a hanger or something and let it drop a little bit, because I can't get this through that opening there. Whew! Alright, that was plenty more of an hard ordeal than I expected. So what I did, there's two exhaust hangers underneath holding it on the other side of the spare tire well. I just took one of the two bolts out on this side, which allowed the hanger to twist, so I could drop this one down a hair. Got this side in, then I could push that muffler down over there, slide that in, get it up on the bolt. Boy, that's rough. Alright, now I'll start putting things back together. And for those of you that are wondering, there's a bunch of discussion in the various forums. Bturnips thing covers this as well. The trailer hitch bumper comes in two forms, and one of the forms has extra bolts right here, I believe. And the Flexes used to come with that. They don't come with it anymore. And as you can see in my 2014 Flex, there's nowhere in here to even attach anything. So if you got one of those bumpers that had the extra bolts on it, it wouldn't do you any good. There's nowhere to attach it. Let me see if he has that in his. Yeah, you can see it here in this picture, right there. The older Flexes used to have, I guess that would be right here, extra mounting holes, and I don't, so this is fine for me. So anyway, that answers the question for those of you that had the question about is that really needed anymore and which bumper is the right one for my truck. So the newer Flexes don't have that anymore, and this is the bumper that would go with it, and so it matches. I'll show you how the muffler hangers work now. Remember, there was that bracket over on the side there that held up here. That's gone now, so the bumper actually bolts up here, and the hanger is actually part of the bumper now. So that's it, everything's done under here. These bolts on the bottom are torqued to 90 Newton meters, so 66 foot-pounds. And the bolts here are 40 Newton meters or 30 foot-pounds. And that's why I bought the torque wrench, to make sure I put those on right. Okay, now begins the interesting part of the project, the installation of that trim ring and the cutting of all of this stuff to make room for that. So they say cut and trim foam. So all of that foam around there needs to go. So I'll do that right now. Okay, I'm not entirely sure I know what I'm doing here. Trying to follow the diagram here, but this is the piece where the trim is going to go, I believe. So I think we're just trying to expose that. You can see it's covered up here, so I'm just trying to bust out the foam around that edge, this whole piece at the bottom here. There we go. This is all going to get cut out, so that part I understand. The edges, not so much. But anyway, I'm just nipping my way along here. You can see I'm kind of breaking this off. This is as far as I got here, so let's go around there some more. Okay, the next step is we have to mark along here where we have to cut the holes for the trim piece. The factory instructions come with a template here. We'll cut this out, lay it in place, and that will show us where we need to cut and drill. Alright, templates are in place here where the cuts have to go. The instructions call for taping this area off for protection, but I went a little further than that. So these are going to get cut out here, and then this whole center section is going to get cut out. I think you leave 3/16 of an inch here. I'll double check that before I cut it, but going to drill the pilot holes here on all of these, and then get the Dremel tool out and clean out the stuff that's left. So before I drill these holes, take my punch here, line it up there as best I can, give it a good push. Again, it's plastic, so you can get a pretty good hole started there. Just gonna go around like so. And then hopefully your drill doesn't wander off. Looks like it pretty much where it went where it's supposed to. Okay, all the notches are cut out. Not very well necessarily, but cut out. Clean them up a bit here. And then you want to go about 3/16 of an inch in here from the trough, as they call it. And then we're going to cut this whole center panel out. Okay, there she is, all hacked up. It's not too pretty, but you're not going to see it anyway. Try and get that trim ring in now, and hopefully it fits. Fingers crossed. Well, it's not too bad. I'm a little overzealous on some of the cuts here, so I'll get some touch-up paint. I don't know what happened here. I had tape covering this up. It must have burned through the tape, but that's why you put that piece of tape right there. Same thing over here. So this thing just press fits in here. But as long as you keep those slits around 1/8 of an inch, it's a good tight fit. Doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. That looks pro. Alright, so now we have to start reassembly. So I'm going to move on to the wiring harness now. Well, it's kind of funny not having looked at that wiring harness. I guess in my mind I was expecting something to go on the back of the truck here, but it's actually this harness here. That was the one inside the bumper that's replaced. I guess that makes sense. So I have to take all of this stuff out. This is the harness that I bought here. In case anybody wants to know, I'll put that in the description as well for people can find it later. So just to make sure I don't bork anything here, so as I'm taking the factory harness off, as I go, I'm replacing the wires going back, just to make sure I put everything where it belongs. I'm not sure I could mess it up anyway, but just to be safe, I'll just follow the connections as they go across. Alright, that's all in place. And the harness comes with a bunch of these push-in clips here. There was a hole right here, which seemed to make sense to put this bracket, or this one here. This one wants to go over here. Thinking there should be something in the middle here, but there's no hole marked on this one, so not quite sure what to do there. That may go into the bumper or something. Let's see. Not sure where that one should go. Guess I'll find out when I try to put the bumper on. So another thing I've noticed, which is potentially comforting, the factory harness was lacking a couple of big power cable type things here. So these ones on the outside are not really present here. I guess there's one tiny little green one there. I don't know which one that takes the place of. That one there, the white one. But the vehicle counterpart does have all those wires on it, which is nice. This is still an open question about whether the trailer stuff is actually wired on this car. Now I've got the wiring harness in the bumper here now, but is it actually wired in the truck? I don't know that yet. If not, I think worst case scenario I hope is just need to add a couple of fuses or relays or something up there that are missing up front, because at least the wiring is here. But if not, then I can always go back and just retrofit something in for this 4-pin connector and then just not worry about the 7-pin one. But I'm hoping everything just works again. Fingers crossed. Interestingly, this did not come with the mounting screws to put it in here, and the 2 mounting holes that were in this bracket didn't line up with this. Oh well. This is nice. It has the wiring diagram on it here, though. I can get my voltmeter out and test and see whether any of this works. Woohoo! Alright, well there we go. She's done. Whew! That was a little while longer than it should have been, but I was doing this by myself. No help. It's all back together. All the lights work. I'll give you an idea of how that looks when it's all done. And I think it looks exactly the way the factory one would have looked. Pretty happy about that. I checked this guy with the voltmeter and it's doing the right thing. This one, at least, I checked the running lights against minus there. That was good. Minus to plus didn't show anything, so that may be bad. That might be the master power for that thing. I'm not sure, so that may be a missing relay or fuse or something. I don't know. So I'll check that out. But as I said, my boat uses this, so I'm okay for now. Anywho, there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions about this, leave a comment in the video. Hopefully I can get back to you. And as I said, I'm keeping the old bumper and all the parts that came off. If anybody has any use for this, let me know. I'll show you here. I kept this. The piece I cut out. That's kind of a frightening thing, taking a Dremel tool to your bumper cover. Anyway, that's it. Thanks again, everybody. Take it easy.